So, welcome, yogis. I'm just behind the scenes getting a couple of things ready. Um, you'll need 2 blocks for today's practice, or 2 towels. And of course, if you are already, you can grab yourself some water if that suits you for your practice. We're going to be doing a little yang yin today. Hi. All right. So, welcome to Yoga with Simone. That's what my channel is called for maybe a little bit of lack of imagination. But yeah, I just offer classes here. If you're new to the channel or to me, I offer classes here, typically live classes on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. And the classes stay up on the channel so you can find them at any point that suits you. But if you're looking for kind of real-time company, which sometimes, certainly for me offering the classes, so I imagine for you receiving them, if you're looking for real-time company, those are the times, and they're on the channel. And it can feel really nice to be with people virtually even. We're going to get started in about 4 minutes, so you have a little bit of time to gather yourself or just even lie down already if you have what you need. 2 blocks, preferably 2 blocks, just so that they're a little more sturdy in terms of meeting you on the mat. And if that isn't available, particularly for the yin portion of this practice, the latter portion of this practice, 2 rolled up towels will be okay for that. The 2 blocks are good just for the yang portion of the practice because they're a little more sturdy. What can I tell you? We're still in a pandemic and it sucks. We're all doing our best. I've got some stuff planned for December in terms of the yoga practice, looking at bringing a 30-day challenge into the mix for December. So there'll be some info on my site about that, SimoneChichester.com, and some info on this YouTube channel. Just regarding my intention for that and how you can take part, officially register for the 30-day challenge, which will be beginning December 1st. 30 days every day of practice with classes anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, or what I will be offering up in the month of December. And that's just about making choices for ourselves, making sure that we take care. If you're situated already on your mat, no harm in coming to a lie down. Particularly when you're coming to class when it's you know, if you're joining a class time, or in the past when we were going to studios and all the studios were open, there was a lot of rushing to get to the mat, whether it's trying to find a parking spot and then getting into the studio, or trying to sign up, or just trying to make the time. So in terms of building a little bit of time into the front end of your practice, it's always a good idea to start to shift in more deliberately into the pace and the feeling of what you want to hone in on for your practice. Just deciding for yourself to have space and time. And starting those practices with your exhales and leaving things on the mat and letting go. And in the quiet of it all, noticing what's front and center, whether it's emotional, intellectual, physical, a combination of all those things. And then as you notice what's front and center, you can cater towards what you need a little more effectively. All right, guys, it's 11 o'clock or 8 o'clock Pacific, or another o'clock somewhere else. And we're going to get started officially. So if you're not on your back body, make your way onto your back body on your mat, and make sure that your props, your blocks or your rolled up towels are close. And then just let go of an exhale, which brings upon an inhale, inhaling through the nose for 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Hold for a beat. Take another sip in. And then exhale out the mouth. And then one more of those. Inhale, inhale. Slowly start to feel your belly and then your chest rise, and hold at the top. And then take another sip like you're filling up the top of your head. And then exhale out the mouth. And then draw your legs together long and point your toes, and take those arms overhead and stretch and breathe in. And then soften your morning stretch and breathe out. A little light bend in the arms. A little softer through the glutes, bum, the legs. And then take the soles of your feet onto the mat. And then use your elbows and forearms and get up into a sit. And take your block or your towel. And the first block, if it's a block, it's going to be like this. If my hand was the floor, that's how the block is going to be. And it's going to aim to go horizontally across kind of your shoulder blades behind your chest body. And then for your second prop, if you're using a block, it's going to go lower. So if you're using a rolled up towel, maybe you could try and make it lower. So if this is the floor, my hand's the floor, that's lower. And it's like you're making a T with the shape of the blocks. And you're going to put your head down on the block. So it's going to propel opening here into the throat body. You'll put your legs long and wide, and you'll just rest your arms on the ground. Now, the throat body is going to feel a little bit challenged here in terms of the opening, but I'm going to ask you to stick with it if you can get the support of something behind your head. If your head is like suspended in space, then make it the same height as the block underneath your back body, or put the block or prop underneath your back body at a lower height so that you can make your head touch down to something, that you're not suspended in space, so you can get support. And then notice anything that starts to get challenged or tight. Sometimes I notice in my jaw there's a tightness. So maybe stretch out your mouth and stick out your tongue and find a bit of space between the upper and the lower jaw. Find softness in the lips and in the cheeks. And what we're doing here is opening the chest, opening through the back as well. Almost preparing, our upper body for that same kind of imprint or opening that you might find in your cobras and upward dogs, back bends. Keep breathing in and out through the nose, especially when you feel challenged around the breath. Maybe that's your cue to just meet that a little more deliberately and find sighs and hums and haws on your way out. And just starting with this yin-like pose before we invite more movement. I call this open heart. It's also known as fish pose. But it suits me to kind of marry it to the work of opening your heart. Finding open space there, meeting that. Take one more breath in. And hum, ha, sigh it out. And then from here, I want you to take both your hands behind your head and help your head up so that it's higher than your chest body. Hold it there for a beat, especially if you're experiencing any kind of wooziness or dizziness. Wait for that, to subside. And then out of that, use your hands or your forearms and press into the floor to lift off. Clear the space behind you of your props and lie back down on a flat back. Maybe close your eyes. You're going to feel a bit of the imprint across and along and from up and down to up in your back body from where you created that pose. And just be aware of breathing and filling up your torso for the inhale and letting go for the exhale. And right about now, or a little around now, you'll start to feel it kind of leave you, that imprint, or soften down a little less of the memory in the body to where we just were. And then take 2 more breaths. In, out the nose. In, out the nose. Bring your left foot to the mat. Roll over onto your right side body into the fetal position. Curl up. Take a beat here. Breath in and out. Press through your left hand. Push yourself up. Press onto hands and knees. Curl the toes under. Press onto the toes like you're walking on your toes, heels up and down, alternate, breathe in and out. If you've got blocks, don't do this with towels, so something sturdy. Take the blocks, 1 block at a time, put them underneath your hands, so that you're looking at your blocks and they're in a vertical position so they fit your hands. Lowest height of the block, more space for your hands on the body of the block. Curl your toes under, take a breath in, and then go to downward face dog, slow and steady. Breath out. A lot of people in down dog will find it easier to reach their feet flat on the floor because their hands are on blocks. Basically, it's added length to your arms. So that makes sense, right? So if that's you, enjoy that. But still feel strength in the arms by spinning the elbows in slightly, feeling the pads of the fingers greet the block. And if that's not on the block, the pads of the fingers to the mat. Shaping the hips up and back. Feeling your down dog. Pressing through the inner feet to ignite the inner thighs all the way up. Sucking the thighs up a bit. Breathe in and out. About 3 more breaths. Things you can notice are you can lift your toes in your down dog and spread your toes wide in the air. You can press the backs of the knees back towards the back of the mat in your down dog. With the elbows kind of looped in or turned inward, you can feel the back body be more pronounced and you can hug your navel in. 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Inhale to heels high. Micro bend the legs with heels high. Exhale, try 2 big steps behind the block. So feet will be a little wide. Inhale, halfway lift fingertips to the block or to the floor. Exhale, fold. 2 more of those. Halfway lift, weight into the fronts of the feet. Breathe in, back of the head presses the sky away. Exhale, fold. 1 more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stand up the blocks. Frame your mat on either side. Put the hands to the thighs. Micro bend the legs halfway up. Push. Breathe in. Stand up. Breathe out. Take a pause here in your stand. Maybe sway the weight front to back. Feel the pads of your feet ground down. Like pause to the mat. And feel the mat be pushed away to stand taller. Shoulders slightly back and down. Breathe in. Mountain pose. Breathe out. Couple of flows modified. Arms high. Breathe in. Out the nose, fold, breathe out, weight into the fronts of the feet. Ardha Uttanasana, you can put your fingers on your block, halfway lift. Hands flat to the floor, 1 foot at a time, steps back to plank. Knees up or down, breathe in. Bend your arms, chaturanga, all the way down, breathe out. Shoelaces press down, baby cobra. Breathe in, go a little higher here. And then exhale, kiss the floor, press through hands and knees, tabletop, down dog. Breathe out. Feel your down dog, perhaps, and I think it will be a little different than down dog with hands to the block. So just notice. Full breath in. Full breath out. Heels high, bend the legs, breathe in. Big steps, maybe opposite foot leads the way. Forward fold at the top of the mat. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, breathe in. Long spine, exhale, fold, breathe out. This time stand all the way up, arms overhead, breathe in. Palms to heart, breathe out, and then arms down. Stand tall, morning stretch, arms high, breathe in. Exhale, fold weight into the fronts of the feet. Breathe out. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Weight into the fronts of the feet. Breathe in. Hands plant, plank pose. Breathe out. Try for knees up. Take an inhale. Try for bending your arms halfway. Upward dog. You're kind of using the imprint from when we were lying on our blocks. And then downward face dog. Roll over your toes. Full breath in, full breath out. Little different here. Inhale, right leg high. Bring the knee to right elbow. Exhale, breath. Inhale, leg high. Bring the knee to left elbow. Exhale, breath. Inhale, leg high. Listen up. Step to the outside of the right hand. Right toes point straight ahead. Left knee down. Take an inhale, hands to block if you have it. Stand up through the heart a little more. Take an exhale for hips melting forward and down. If you don't have a block or two blocks, try this with hands framing, kind of wide on the mat, and just melting your hips forward and down. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then hands to the inside of the right foot and see about walking down, flat elbows to the mat or to the block at any height. Low lunge, prepping the hips. One more breath in. Out the nose. Get up to flat, hands on the mat or on the block. Frame your front foot as you walk your front foot more into center, less out to the right. And then you're going to take your back leg, left foot, and bring it out to the right so your left knee is looking to the left side of your mat, and come into a modified warrior two. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bend into that front leg more, hips down. Let's take our arms behind our head, interlock. Breathe in, elbows wide. Breathe out, bend into this. Two more. Exhale. One more. Exhale. Come back up, breathe in. Listen, bring your right elbow to your right knee. Exhale. Come back up, wings are wide like warrior two, arms, breathe in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, flip the left foot back and step to a downward face dog. Feel your down dog here. You can just do hands to the mat, not using the block. You should feel a significant difference on your right leg. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, a little core work. Inhale the leg up. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, kick up. Step to the outside of the left hand near that pinky, but point your left toes straight ahead. Right knee down. And then frame the hands wide, and you can either put them on a block or blocks, or you can get up as high as you can here on your fingertips and melt the hips forward. 2 breaths here to just feel for the space opening up, slow and steady. Take your left block to the inside of the left foot, both blocks to the inside or hands to the inside, and start that journey of walking down. Making sure your left big toe points straight ahead. Grounding through the mound of the left foot. Wetting the hips here in this low lunge. Priming them ready for a little more flow. Deep breath in and out. Come off of elbows, come off of being low, walk up, flat hands to the floor, to the block. Frame to the outside wide, walk your left foot more in, and then spin your right toes to the left so your right knee looks out to the right side of your mat. Modified warrior 2, arms long. Breathe in, and then lean forward and in. Come back, inhale. Interlock, elbows wide, exhale. You can even press your head to hands, keep your heart open. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward into that hip. Into that opening, breathe in. Exhale, forward. This time come up, elbows wide, breathe in. Left elbow to the left knee. Right side open, a little crunch through that abdomen on the left side. 3, 2. Come back up, breathe in, arms long. Exhale, cartwheel the hands. Spin the right foot, right toes, tuck in. Downward face dog to step the left foot back. And breathe in and out. Flow it out, forward, plank pose, inhale. Bend the arms, elbows, hug the ribs, exhale. Come through on an upward dog, so shoelaces press down, thighs lift, look forward, not up. And then downward face dog, exhale, breath. Bend the legs, heels high, breathe in. Feet can come together for hop or big step. Fold at the front. Stand up, feet together, inhale, arms up. This time interlock the hands behind the head, elbows wide, exhale. Press the head to hands, inhale, up and back. Up through the eyes and the heart, exhale, come back. Inhale, up and back. Press the head to hands, arch the spine, keep the heart high. Exhale, come back. 2 more. Exhale. Draw the belly in, lift the heart. 1 more. Exhale. Step the feet hip width distance, arms high, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold, weight into the fronts of the feet. Bow it down. Halfway lift, inhale. Same exhale, plank and chaturanga, bend in the elbows. Little more exhale, upward face dog gives you a little more inhale. Down dog, exhale, breath. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, knee to forehead. And then inhale, leg up. Step towards the right thumb, so inside. Straighten the front leg, breathe in. Exhale, fold in. 2 breaths here. Walk the hands to the right, including the left hand. Keep your right hip back, left hip forward. Breathe in and out. Walk your hands to center and then to the left, wide-legged fold. Breathe in halfway up. Breathe out, fold. Halfway up, breathe in. Fold. This time halfway up. Breathe in. Stay there. Hands to hips. Come all the way up with weight pressing through the fronts of the feet. Turn your right toes out. Warrior two, legs, wings up. Breathe in. Check it out here. Feel if you can get into the lunge, and we'll do this little move again. Arms high, straight leg. Inhale. This time, bending the legs. Warrior two, bend that front leg. Inhale, come up, straight arms, straight leg. Try and bend a little more. Exhale. One more. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend. Keep the bend, touch your back leg, breathe in. Exhale, right hand to the right ankle, left arm high. Full breath in here. Feel lift off rather than dropping down. Full breath out. Put the left hand down, kick the right leg up, breathe in. And then exhale, bend the right leg and stack the right hip. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, downward face dog. Hold downward face dog for 2 breaths. And just feel a little more reach, perhaps, through the heels. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to forehead. Inhale up. Step towards the left thumb. Exhale. Straighten the front leg. Breathe in. Exhale, fold your forehead close to your left shin. Already established that the left hip is back, right hip forward. Actually squaring out the hips, giving them a little integrity there. And then try and lengthen your spine in the fold. And then walk your hands to the left. Breathe in. And stay here in this kind of reach. Breathe out. Inhale, center. Walk to the left, wide-legged fold. Exhale, bow down. Halfway up. Bow down. Weight into the fronts of the feet here. One more time. Halfway up, breathe in. Hold that, hands to hips. Stand up, push weight into your feet. Turn your left toes out. Wings come up and bend the front leg, warrior two. Straighten your front leg, wings up. Breathe in. Slow for the duration of exhale to bend, arms down, breathe out. 2 more. Inhale, 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 straighten, reach. Exhale, 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 bend, reach through, lengthen the arms. Inhale. Exhale. Go a little deeper with that bend. Exalt your warrior. Touch your back leg. Left arm high. Breathe in. Keep grounded in the feet. Left hand to left ankle. Kick the right arm up. And keep your right thigh pretty strong. Almost like he's doing most of the work. 3, 2. Ooh. Left leg singing a bit. Right hand down. Kick the left leg up with both hands to the floor. Breathe in. And then bend the left leg and stack the hip. Full inhale. Full exhale. Straighten the leg, breathe in. Downward face dog, breathe out. Come forward to plank, take an inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Building on a little more, step your right foot forward, take an inhale. Straighten your leg, fold, exhale. Bend your leg and then breathe in, arms high. Cactus the arms, bend the back leg and almost hover the knee. 2 more of those. Straighten, arms high. Cactus and really open the heart. Elbows pull down. 1 more, breathe in. Elbows pull down. Inhale, straighten the back leg. Exhale, open up to warrior 2. Exalt your warrior, breathe in, listen. Straighten the front leg, come into triangle, exhale. You might heel toe that back foot in. Left toes, look forward, kick the left arm up. You might be able to hand to right ankle. And if you do that, kick up the right foot so you're into the heel, get a little more bang for the buck through the right leg stretch. Breathe in and out. Put the right toes down. Come up into warrior 2. Inhale. And then exhale, half moon. So I like to grab my block, kick up the left foot, right hand to the block, left arm up like arms on a clock. They line up. Flex your left foot. And then see about bending now this left foot. Grab your left ankle or your left foot and kind of open and kick open the heart. Breathe in and out. Release, but don't release right out of the pose. Extend, left arm still kicks up. Move to warrior 2. Huge amount of concentration and strength. If you fall out, don't beat yourself up. Kick back through the right arm. Breathe in. And then cartwheel the hands. Step the left foot forward and the right foot back, right knee down. Breathe in, arms high. Exhale, interlock the fingers, reach the head up and back and open the chest. So this will go into the line of the right hip all the way up through the heart and back. Opening a little more for 3, for 2, for 1. Good, come out of this, breathe in, hands down. And then kick back and chaturanga. Upward dog, inhale. And downward face dog, exhale. 2 breaths here to land. Even hugging in the navel and spinning the elbows in just to feel the steady of the length of the back out of that arch of the back where we just were. Breathe in and out. Look forward, step your left foot forward, inhale. And then straighten the front leg, exhale, fold. And then bend the front leg and inhale the arms up. And as you cactus the arms, you're bending the back leg, hovering the knee. Inhale, stretch up. Cactus and bend the back knee. Really pull the elbows down so the heart jets open. One more, breathe in. And then exhale. Inhale, arms up, straight back leg. Exhale, second warrior. Right toes point slightly in. Exalt your warrior, breathe in. Stay here, straighten the front leg, and then come up and through Utthita Trikonasana. Right arm kicks up. Right toes can look slightly in. Breathe in and out. If you can grab your left ankle without dropping weight down, more lifting up, kick up your left toes and ground through the left heel. Get more bang for your buck there. Breathe in and out. And then slide your right shoulder blade down the length of your spine, opening through the heart a little more for 3, 2, and 1. If the toe is up on that left foot, everything goes down. Come back into warrior 2. So inhale. And then exhale, use the warrior 2 to move forward. Maybe grab the block and half moon. Half moon, right hip on top of the left, flexing the back foot, keeping your gaze pretty solid, and finding a pull of energy up. And only then would you then bend the leg, grab the outside or inside of the foot, whatever feels good. I like it the ankle, and send that right knee back to open through the chest and front body. And then you don't slingshot it. It's a slow and steady release, kick out, control, and then bend your left leg and warrior 2 step. Good. Exalt the warrior. Inhale. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands. Step the right foot forward. Left foot back, left knee down. Arms high, Anjaneyasana. Here's your low lunge. Going to interlock the hands behind the head again, but this time close the elbows in. A little variation for the triceps and the arms and the side body. And then reach the gaze up and back and the elbows up and back. About 2 more breaths here. Come out of the arch. Hands to the floor. Breathe in, curl the back toes under. Exhale, chaturanga. Right in as you lift the left knee. Upward dog. Inhale. Right? There's that back bend. Down dog breath. Heel toe, heels high, toes down. Step to the middle of the mat. Keep your heels high and reach for the blocks. Hands out in front on the blocks. And then do this. Put your heels down on an exhale. Spin your toes out and sit your bum down. And stand up tall through the heart. Malasana squat. And if you're feeling a little bit of arm balance action, you can hands down on the block, lift your bum up, spin your toes in, lift your heels up again. I like to walk my blocks a little ahead so that when I bend my arms, my knees go on my upper arms, and you got to look forward. Plant your gaze forward and lift up. Through the feet and the heels, hugging up towards the bum. And then you could shoot back into chaturanga, right? You can move back into chaturanga or upward face dog out of plank and then chaturanga. That's going to give you a big upward dog on the blocks. Roll over the toes, down dog. Breathe in and out. And from here, heels high, inhale. Blocks walk back to front of the toes, exhale. Step on the blocks. I know. And if you don't have blocks, you're not using towels for this. Got to be blocks. Blocks vertical. And you're going to roll up. And as you get more than halfway up, pick up your left knee. Kick back, scoop that foot up from the inside. Kick up your right arm. So the architecture is here in the body to stay open in the chest, to use your leg to kick back, but to lift your right arm high and do the work of opening your chest, open heart. You can hand behind the head and press the head up into the hand. And if you fall out, don't go crazy. It's not the end of the world to have to start something again. Have 5 breaths in it. Take a stance down. If you're on your blocks, practice a little opening in the feet. Lift your heels as you sit and bend. A little powerful pose. Breathe in and out. And take the elevator down. And we'll do a second Bakasana from this position. You're going to see, right? You're so high. When you start to put your hands down, out in front, where do your knees automatically go? They go because your heels are kicked up and your balls of your feet are onto the block. They go into that armpit region. Look forward. Pick up. Have fun with it for about 2 more breaths. 3, 2. You can move through a flow over top of your block. Excuse me. Or you can stand down, feet on the block. Forward fold. On your next inhale, rolling up. And when you get more than halfway there, just a bit, right knee up. So you're really turning on the strength of your left leg. Send that right knee back, right foot back. Scoop it up. Left arm high. Breathe in and out. Start with the kick, but deem yourself open through the heart as you go for that. And then you could do left hand behind and open through the chest with the left hand being pressed back a bit by the head for 3. For 2, should be a decent stretch in the upper back and chest. For 1. Let it go. Stand up tall on your blocks. Arms high, breathe in. Try this. If you're standing on blocks, stay and fold, breathe out. Do a halfway lift weight into the fronts of the feet, breathe in. And you can either step to plank or chaturanga hop. You should be able to do this chaturanga, honestly, because you're only going halfway through the arms, shoelaces down, and your thighs are lifted off anyways. And then downward face dog. Knees down, take an inhale to arch your spine through to tabletop and then cow. Nice arch. Exhale, round. Do it one more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat, round. Come forward onto the belly. You can take your blocks off to the side. Woo. Actually, I'm going to put my blocks off in front. And as you come onto your belly, lengthen your right arm out like a T. So on the floor, straight out. Use your left palm and roll open here. And settle it down in this yin part, where we're just a little more rested. So in this broken wing pose, when you're opening up through the shoulder girdle, there's not a lot of space or room to go into, and everybody's different. So you might be a little heart more facing the floor. You might be able to roll all the way back. Don't do anything where you can't really get into the sweetness of your breath. Yin poses are typically held anywhere from, well, it could be as short as a minute, although that's pretty short, to even 7-10 minutes, right? But because we don't have a lot of fascia and fleshy parts in and around these joints, we don't hold this for as long. So just take 2 more breaths here. So all to say, this broken wing pose is one of the poses that you hold for a little less time. You're going to roll back onto your belly. Free your arm long by your side body. Bring your chin onto the mat. I'm going to adjust my mic. Let your chin rest and your neck just kind of hang out. And try and be belly down, gaze ahead. Hang out there. And then other side. And left arm goes long. Use your right palm and roll open onto the side. And I like to bend the legs, fetal position, because then I have an easier time of balancing on my left hip and side body. On my side body, a little easier to balance open this way. I find that when my legs are long, I teeter a little side to side. So, and some people do this, they'll step the top leg and foot around to balance, but I feel like that's got a lot of effort about it, and you want to find this place of rest and sweetness where you're doing less and receiving more. Take another breath or so before you stretch out your legs long. Right palm down, roll back onto the chest. And yeah, we'll go long arms again. And the chin down to the ground. And then extend your arms long, like Superman. And reach your toes a little bit, shoelaces to the mat. Feel any kind of decent stretch you can grab through your arms and your side body. Breathe in and out. And then bend your arms here, and you're going to grab your blocks and try and get them close. You can use the rolled up towels here. They'll suffice, guys, if you need that. So you'll bring your elbows just directly underneath your shoulders and kind of like chaturanga hands, space between the hands. And you're creating a Sphinx pose and a pretty sweet back bend that should be familiar to you from your upward dogs, but you're lingering here for a bit. And there is a bit of effort, yang effort, as you push yang-like elbows into the mat to propel your heart high. So you'll also feel a little bit of that work from the elbows pushing down into the shoulders. I'm just feeling a little bit of sweetness, not to say that it isn't challenging in the back body, but to feel that stimulation through the lower back and how that might challenge you in the way of exploring full breaths in and out. Because when you take breaths here, big inhales, you'll feel it a little more pronounced. But keep feeding that dry spot of breath, like imagining that the breath is water. And keep wetting that lower back with inhales and exhales. And then as you come down, after about a 2-minute hold, I want you to bend this right leg so the inner right thigh is on the mat. So with my mic, and you can bring this left cheek onto your hands that are either layered like creating a bit of a pillow. Just resting up anything in the lower back that was stirred up by bending this right leg and inner right thigh resting. It's called a belly pigeon, or kind of pigeon-like vibe, more supine state of it, lying down. And then we'll switch that, but first we'll go right leg long. And before we switch to the other leg bent, we're going to build in a higher Sphinx pose. So if you have blocks or towels, you'll just put the forearms and elbows onto the blocks and towels and step your heart a little higher. Really important not to talk or be busy in the thighs and glutes. So what I mean by that is they're not like tight. There's not a bit of focus there. Just soften that out. It's not their time to show off. Just let them go. You can keep your head neutral, just as an offering on the neck body too. Or you might explore hanging the head heavy. So you might retract or kind of sink into the shoulder blades in the middle there as you do this. And there'll be like a little bit of pull and sensation through the upper back. But just as long as you're making a choice to do this and you just wait and kind of see, and you're slow and steady with it, no sharp pains, but a lot of broad sensation is okay and welcome. And it especially you get more of a sense of that sensation when you're really true to your breath. And if your head is hanging heavy, you want to be slow about picking it up, like it's moving through thick honey to come up. You might feel like a little burn through the upper back. That's normal. It's part of the sensation stirring up. One block at a time slides out. Right? You can layer your hands underneath your chin. Bend your left leg so the inner thigh rests. And then put your right cheek down. Look the opposite direction and lie this down. And slide your left leg long so that you can slowly step left knee in, left shoelaces to the mat. Frame your chest with your hands like you're kind of doing a chaturanga. But just press through onto the hands and knees. Bring the knees together to kiss. Zip the shins together and send your bum back towards your heels. If you can get it all the way back without your elbows like me on the mat and just kind of long arms and forehead down, you can do that. I kind of like the elbows down because I'm using the elbows and the arms to press a little bit of rounding through my lower mid-back area. And that feels kind of sweet in terms of what I'd like to get here. And if your arms are long, maybe bending them like mine to get your hands closer towards your knees. And then right in front of your knees and press up into a sit. And we'll do one more pose. I'll do it from the middle of my mat here. You can take your hands out like waiter hands. Turn them down and in and grab. So waiter hands, Turn them down and in and grab the outsides of the feet. It doesn't have to be a real grab. It's just like templating your hands there. So that your hands are resting like this on your feet. One more time. Waiter hands. Turn them down. Hands, back of the hands, resting on the feet so that the palms are facing up. And then you're going to roll in for rabbit pose. And that's bringing the forehead really close to the knees and the crown of the head onto the floor. And then you lift the bum off away from the heels, and you use those hands that were templated there to hold on to the heels and create a real rounding. What you'll really feel here, guys, is a little bit of, or a lot of opening in the shoulders and the blades taking more space between them, more space in the center of the back. And as you hold on to the heels and really put that bum up, more stretch through the whole back body. There is no weight on the head, even though the crown of the head is on the floor. It's all just a bit of templating there. So you should feel no weight in the head and no pressure in the neck body. And to get up, you put the bum back towards the heels and you roll out of it into a straight spine. Lie down on your back, final Shavasana. There is no expiry date on Shavasana. We tend to approach it more often than not like there is. Just even taking my memory back to teaching classes in studios, and we just slip in enough time to create all the movement and the kind of almost distraction of being still. And a lot of the time when it gets to the point where Shavasana is on deck and there's a real kind of calling to be here, just to legitimize the practice and all the work that you put in. We somehow find a way to cheat this space more often than not. So the invitation is to keep on keeping on with this. Kind of effort it in the same way that you would do an arm balance or your warrior twos, if effort is your language. And if you think you're good with ease, then try a little more easing in. A little less knowing of what the story is meant to be, and a little more inquiry for that little bit of unknown. And it's usually that point or moment after we're habitually expiring out of this pose. Sweet dreams to you. Have a great day. Namaste.